Hey, what's up? This Pastor Mo, a.k.a. the Street Sweeper, a.k.a. the Street Preacher, a.k.a. my brother, sister keeper. I am here with the Living Peace Movement, and we here at Occupy the Block. And guess what? Detroit, I got to have the Noize of Joy.
I do. I'm Logan Dixon, and I can't wait to be on TV. I got to be on the Noize of Joy.
Get up every Saturday morning with Noize of Joy, 6:30 a.m. to 7 o'clock a.m. on WMYD Detroit TV 20.
Good morning and welcome to the Noize of Joy. I'm your host, April Morton, and today we are all about community. We are all about the positive things that are occurring here in the city of Detroit. We'll also speak with Councilwoman Mary Sheffield. She has an event called Occupy Detroit, and they are doing wonderful, positive things throughout the summer here in Detroit. We'll also speak with the Honorable Mayor Mike Duggan, and he'll speak with us about some jobs that are available for youth right here in the city. So stay tuned for more Noize of Joy.
There is a noise that resonates in the hearts of God's people. It is every praise and worship. Even in the middle of circumstance, this noise gives us a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day.
Even in the cry for help, the noise cries out, "Have your way, Lord." And it inspires us to go get your blessing. Because there is nobody like our God. This is a noise of thankfulness. This is the noise of joy. You want it and you got it. The hottest gospel entertainment variety show being filmed right here in the city of Detroit. So stay tuned for more of the Noize of Joy.
Welcome to Go Standard Massage Clinic, where healing begins and stress ends. Located in Southfield, Michigan, this brand new, serene massage facility offers a variety of relaxing therapeutic massages. Allow our licensed massage therapists to take away your aches and pains in one of our spacious private suites.
At Gold Standard Massage, we're committed to quality, health, and wellness.
And I am now joined by City Council member, the Honorary Mary Sheffield. How are you, ma'am?
Good, thank you.
Good. So what's going on today with Occupy the Corner?
So Occupy the Corner is a movement that was originally started in Brooklyn, New York, and it was a reaction to the amount of violence that we were seeing within our neighborhood. So I went out to New York last year, and I was just motivated to bring it back here in the city because we're experiencing some of the similar challenges. So I brought it here last year, and it had a huge impact on the residents within my district. So I wanted to do it again this year, and pretty much what it does essentially is organizes the community to take a stance against violence, but also begins to address the social issues that lead to violence as well too.
Okay, so right now we're in the city of Detroit on the west side, Linwood and Pingree.
Yes.
Now this is probably a high violence area, would you say?
Yes.
Okay, so today you're all going to be out speaking with the youth.
Yep. So from 7 to 9 p.m. we're going to occupy this area, bring love, bring hope, bring encouragement, and bring resources to this area. So job information, utility assistance information, anything that will help improve the quality of life. And for the last 6 months, there was over 492 crimes that were reported in this area. So that was just reported.
So are there any other corners you all will be occupying throughout the summer?
Yes, so after we do this one, we're going to move every other week throughout my entire district, every other Friday. We're going to do Mack and Bewick, which everyone knows is a high crime area in Detroit. And then we're going to move to Dolores Bennett Park, which is in the North End area. And we're kind of just listening to residents, and they're kind of leading us into what areas we should go into.
Okay, so is this the very first event
This
today?
is the kickoff, and we always do it really big for the kickoff. We invite elected officials and dignitaries to come out and engage with us. So this is the kickoff, and after this one, we'll begin to move around the entire district.
Okay, and who are you expecting as far as dignitaries?
So we're expecting the mayor, the great mayor of Detroit, also National Action Network spokesperson Dominique Sharpton, who is Reverend L. Sharpton's daughter. Also Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence will be here as well too, and other elected officials should be present as well too.
touch a stranger, dreaming of the street. If they say why, tell them that it's human nature. Why does she do me that way? If they say why.
Yes. Every other Friday throughout the summer months, I am calling out community, our clergy, our leaders, and our young people to engage with me in high crime, impoverished, and underserved areas in this city. My question tonight is, will you join me? I'm tired of simply talking about the problems in our communities. We have to be a part of the solution and find out how each and every one of us can be a part of taking action. And tonight we are doing that. Really simply, Occupy the Corner is a movement that unites the community to take a stance against violence within our neighborhoods. Not only does it take a stance, though, it begins to address the underlying social issues that are causing the violence in our communities. So why are our young people acting the way they're acting? Why is violence happening in our city? This movement seeks to address that by providing resources and hope so that people can improve their quality of life. So today I ask again, will you stand with me? Will we move? All right. Will we move from just the talk, but to actually taking action and walk with me every other Friday in high crime and impoverished areas in this city? And that's what this movement is about. I want to recognize really quick all of the organizations that came out to be with us today. We have Detroit Employment Solutions, DDOT, in District Detroit, who are here for jobs within the city of Detroit. We have Judge Deborah Thomas, who has minor felony expungement assistance. We have mental health services. We also have counseling for women and children. We have skilled trades available for our young men who are trying to find jobs as well. We also have water assistance through THAW. Wayne Metro through utility assistance and weatherization. We have tons of resources here for you today. So I say to this community, there is help, there are resources, and there are jobs. I know it may not be easy for you to access these resources, but I made it that much easier by bringing it directly to your back door today. Really quick, why are we here? I just want to note that over the past 6 months, and you can look at the board here, there were over 419 crimes that were reported in this area, and that is only reported crimes. Those are not the ones that went unreported. Out of 981 registered voters, only 200 showed up to vote in the last election. So we have a reason to be here today. This community needs hope, they need encouragement, and they need love, and that's what we stand here to do today. I would now like to turn it over to my partner, a man who has stood with me from the very beginning in this initiative. And one thing I can say is it speaks volumes to his leadership for him to be here at 7 p.m. at night on the corner of Linwood and Pingree. Let's give it up for the mayor of Detroit, Mike Duggan.
It is great to be here on this corner and see my friend, Pastor Robert Smith, who has hosted me several times at the historic New Bethel Baptist Church, and who stands for what this community is about. When the city charter was changed 2 years ago and we elected council people by district, it was designed so that neighborhoods like this would actually have a council member who paid attention to them. And the hope was that the council members would target services into their own areas. Yeah. And of all the council people, the one who has, I believe, set the best example of bringing services directly into the district is Council Member Mary Sheffield. Let's give her a big hand. This is what city government should be doing, and every time the councilwoman comes to the neighborhood with services, I'm going to be standing there right with her. Thank you all very much for being out tonight.
Now, I am so excited and honored to have someone here who is like a sister in the fight with me. She is a fighter for the people. She is leading an organization out in New York, the National Action Network, and she is focusing, of course, on our young people. But I called Dominique Sharpton, and I just said, sister, I need you to come out here and stand with me for this initiative. And she said, sure, I will be there. And she made herself available to be here. So I want us to give her a big, warm Detroit welcome all the way from New York, Dominique Sharpton of the National Action Network.
Thank you. And I got a lot to say. Good evening, everyone. I certainly want to thank the councilwoman, Mary Sheffield, who definitely is one of my sisters, to the pastor, to the mayor, to all who are present here. Thank you all so much for having me. 3 years ago, in the heat of the summer, a young man, only 4 years old, was playing in a playground in a public housing complex in the Bronx of New York City and was killed, caught in a crossfire of guns by 2 young men not even 20 years old. I'm talking about Lloyd Morgan Jr. Having to stand with this baby's mother, Cheyenne, to identify young Lloyd's body at 4 years old, and choosing and seeing the little casket of this baby laying there lifeless sparked something definitely in me beyond words. Just last month, we stood with his family as the men involved in the shooting were sentenced to multiple decades in prison. Their lives, too, destroyed due to senseless violence. Too many times, we are seeing these incidents happening in our communities where both families are destroyed and lives lost on both sides. Young Lloyd Morgan Jr. ignited the Occupy movement, in which we call Occupy the Corners. A National Action Network committed at that time, 3 years ago, to go on the corners to occupy where the actual gunfire is in the hotspot areas where a lot of the violence was taking place across the city. We partnered with organizations, we stood on corners throughout communities and engaged young people. We shared resources and we really had solution-driven conversations about ways to eliminate violence. By doing this, National Action Network hoped to begin a cycle of stronger community engagement that will thereby help to eliminate violence. And we have continued those efforts every year during the summer months where we see an increase of violence. I certainly want to thank and acknowledge, of course, one of our regional directors in his absence, Reverend Charles Williams, who is a powerful transformational leader and who has been with National Action Network on the ground in this city, fighting to advocate that the rights of our people are being protected and that we keep a close ear to the streets and our feet to the pavement for justice. I also want to thank our eminent leadership of the formidable leaders such as the Reverend Dr. Horace Sheffield, who initiated the Detroit chapter of National Action Network and ensured that justice is still the main course on the menu. We are pushing legislation, we're pushing demonstration to legislation, and NAN Detroit chapter has definitely remained out on the forefront in the Occupy movement, and we will stand with the councilwoman and this entire Occupy the Corners movement this summer as we occupy communities that need to see our presence. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for all of us to continue to take some type of actionary step, like Mary said, and really confronting this issue of violence by joining the Occupy movement in some capacity. We at National Action Network have started programs like the Youth Huddle, where we invite young people to join us and meet us every week at our House of Justice headquarters, where they are fed a meal and given an outlet to express themselves and to talk about issues that affect them, such as violence, health, employment, education, self-esteem, family issues, and bullying. We have seen the effectiveness of these types of programs like the Huddle and the ambition of youth to want to do something, to be involved, but may at times feel that there's a lack of community support and no one to hear their voices. The pressure of the community, of resources, raising the value of the lives of our children. If we put a monument right here on the corner and we listed all of the shootings, all of the young people that we lost to violence, the mural would go on and on and on and on. And not only would it cause our children to sit there and look at this, to say, I don't want to be a part of that, but it causes a shocking reality that would not only ignite something that they don't want to be added to, but it would help us to to check reality that there are just too many lives being lost right here under our nose, and we have to keep the pressure on and get involved ourselves to protect our homes and our neighborhoods and restore peace in our communities. So we are here. We are right here and stand with politicians and community leaders and individuals who want to do something to impact change in the city of Detroit. Let's change the statistics and the reports of Detroit being labeled as one of the most dangerous cities and one of the highest crime rates. I joined Councilwoman Sheffield and being a young woman of color who sincerely care about doing all we can to ensure that there are pathways, opportunities, and access to transform and develop communities to produce young people to succeed and professionally compete in this country. But let's talk about right now. Right now, in the wake of Charleston, South Carolina. Right now, in the wake of Freddie Gray in Baltimore. Right now, in the wake of Eric Garner in Staten Island and Michael Brown in Ferguson. Right now, where 1 million black, young, and brown men are missing in America due to high incarceration and high death rates. Right now, when Section 6 has been struck down in the Voting Rights Act and laws are being created that contemporarily segregate us and limit and prohibit us from exercising our rights. Right now, we are closing more schools and closing more doors to our businesses and opening more jail cells and more foreclosure notices. Right now, the economic toll of our disconnected youth today is staggering, where total costs stemming from incarceration, subsidized health care, and public assistance for disconnected youth amount to more than $25 billion annually. If we can occupy our communities and occupy the minds of our youth, helping to replenish our communities with resources, access to programs that will provide education and valuable tools. If we take on the mission to do something ourselves, to take back our communities, restore the village concept that it takes a village to raise a child, and come together to help each other, we can change the statistics. We can change losing lives of our 4-year-old babies. We can change the desolation and despondency and grief of our streets and people and provoke and invigorate and stimulate vibrant change of peace and progress. But ladies and gentlemen, I'll close. Attitude affects leadership. We must restore a positive and encouraging attitude. Everyone is talking about turn up, turn up. Well, now it's time to show up. Our opposition is our opportunity to get in line and to do something to change the situation. The amputation of our people, losing their lives, losing our hope, should be the ambition to stand up. If ever there was a time for people who have faith, and the time is now. Now is the time to not turn up, but to show up. Now is the time for us, those of us who believe in a better tomorrow, to do what we can today. Now is the time for us who want to raise the voice of change, raise the voice of access and opportunities, raise the voice of equality, to put our feet to our beliefs and to occupy. Will you join me to occupy our neighborhoods? Will you join me to occupy our churches and our schools? Will you join me to make a difference today? Thank you and God bless you.
So I am joined by the one and only, the Honorable Mr. Mayor Mike Duggan of the City of Detroit, and he's doing some awesome things in the city. How are you, Mr. Mayor?
Good day today.
Yes, it is. So we spoke with Councilwoman Mary Sheffield about her Occupy the Corner events. Are there any type of youth initiatives that are going on in the city right now?
Well, there are a lot of youth initiatives. Of course, we're hiring 5,000 teenagers for summer jobs this summer, which is the most we've hired in a long time in the city. And we are in the process of developing a number of programs in the high school so that our high school students can get EMT certificates, firefighter certificates, come out of high school job ready as an additional track to college.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful. So how can our youth find out about these programs?
Everything that we are doing is on the City of Detroit webpage on the Detroit Opportunities link.
Okay.
So if you look at the Detroit Opportunities link, you can find everything.
Oh, that's awesome. So are you hiring currently right now?
Yeah, they're taking applications right now.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, continue doing wonderful things for the city. We love you. We appreciate you here, and just continue being a wonderful mayor.
It's great to see you.
Okay, thank you. Take care.
You want it and you got it. The hottest gospel entertainment variety show being filmed right here in the city of Detroit. So stay tuned for more of the Noize of Joy.
Welcome back to the Noize of Joy. I have little Samuel Pickens. He's a part of the Detroit Academy of Arts and Sciences show choir. And little Sam just got back from New York. He played little Michael Jackson and little Stevie Wonder, as well as little Berry Gordy on the hit Broadway show Motown. How are you, little Sam?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good. So tell us about your experience on Motown.
It was a lot of responsibility, and it was a great opportunity, and I loved it really good.
So how much do you look forward to today's performance?
I look forward to a lot of, performers other than us. Like, I look forward to a lot of entertainment, and I also think that we're going to do a great job.
Okay, so what songs are you planning on singing? Can you let us know?
I know a few. We're singing Who's Loving You, Go Go Smokey Robertson, and we're singing Happy and I Want You Back.
All right, so look forward to that performance. It's taking place soon.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in path of righteousness for his name's sake.
Hi, we are the Detroit Academy of Arts and Sciences Choir, and we have got to have
The Noize of Joy.
you bad. You're wrong, my dear, and God sends you in way. Don't you know I sit around with my head hanging down, and I wonder who's loving you. Oh, yeah. Should have never, ever made you cry. 'Cause girl, since you've been gone, don't you know I sit around with my head hanging down, and I wonder who's loving you. Oh yeah. Who's loving you? Let me tell you now. When I had you to myself, I didn't want you around. But those pretty faces always made you stand out in the crowd. When someone picked you from the bunch, one glance was all it took. But now it's much too late for me to take a second look. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Show you that I love you. Won't you please let me back to your heart? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go. Let you go, baby. But now, since I see you in his arms, I want you back. Yes, I do now. I want you back. Ooh, ooh, baby. I want you back. Yeah. your love was one